What's up? JuJuan Buford here, and what I want to talk about is actually not what I want to talk about. What I want to say to black men, African American men, is this. When elephants fight, the grass gets trampled, right? And I, quite frankly, find it really disturbing when I see African American men, particularly online or in a public square, squaring off. Trying to belittle each other, trying to be unnecessarily hostile to each other. When I find and see African American men beefing with each other, right? Because the bottom line is there's no good that can come from it, particularly if you're an entrepreneur, particularly if you're operating as a business, right? Particularly if you're a person that is employing people, when you have people within your ecosystem that are relying upon you, nothing good comes from it. And it's problematic because we've seen too many individuals who could make invaluable contributions to the community catch L's. And I don't mean catch L's in terms of their heartbeat stops, but even the damage done. There's so much difficulty. There's so many challenges. There's so much that we as African American men have to transverse to even have a modicum of success. That, like I said, it's just very disturbing. You know, I am not a thug. I'm not a person that goes looking for conflict or violence. But I know the difficulty. I grew up in a neighborhood, where on the block that I resided on for much of my formative years, only a handful of houses are still standing. Joey Road, Evergreen, Highland Park. And I can't count, that is, how many times I've had weapons pointed at me from people who share my hue and from people who don't. I cannot count how many times I've had to scratch and claw, use bricks or whatever was necessary or required to survive another day. I am very grateful and thankful that I've reached the age that I'm at, because I know too many individuals personally who did not get this far, who dealt with similar circumstances. And so when I see men beefing like this, when I see people getting into conflict like this, when I understand what it takes to become moderately successful to immensely successful, right? Where you are knocking down millions of dollars, you're a decamillionaire, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I'm just like, man, what a waste of talent and time. You got beef with someone because they had something to say about you. You got beef with them because of some slight. Man, there's so many people that I know who can get it. It's so many men I know who can get it, who don't understand the animal they're dealing with, who I would love nothing more than to bring some unfortunate consequence to their life. But at the end of the day, I'm thinking about the bigger picture. I'm thinking about the bigger story. I'm thinking about the greatest impact. I'm thinking about the things that matter most and how valuable we are to the ecosystems we operate in. And, I just want African American men to reach a point of maturity where threatening people's lives, behaving violently, messing up the bag, because the bag in business doesn't like conflict. It doesn't like situations where things are unpredictable and volatile. That's not how you earn money. That's not how you build an empire in the long term. That's not how you create wealth. It's not that BS.com. And unfortunately in our community, too many of us find entertaining. Too many of us find some sense of, edification, or identify with nihilistic and problematic behavior. And I know what I normally do is come to this channel and talk about business and entrepreneurship and wealth building and financial independence, but this is a huge part of it, right? Too many of us are meeting our makers too early because of stress and because of BS.com and not being able to live to our fullest potentials, not really able to live lives of satisfaction because we're so busy beating up on each other. We haven't chose the right enemy. right? Our enemies are, or the enemy, are people, things, situations, circumstances, conditions that prevent us from living our best lives, building ecosystems that not only feed ourselves and our families, but the people around us. That's the real enemy. And so few of us are choosing the right enemy to take aim at, right? Real quick, to do damage to each other, but don't want to, man up, so to speak, and level up and really take aim at the individuals who, quite frankly, restrict our ability to be heads of households and heads of our community. And, that's just top of mind right now as I look at some of the drama and conflict that's been going on social media for the last several months. It's like, I'm not even a social media influencer. I'm not a person that's looking for status or looking for clout, could care less. I'm an entrepreneur. I use social media to build my business. I don't use it to create clout and earn money doing that, et cetera, whatever the case, however you want to look at it. So it was top of mind. Every now and again, I just feel the need to speak from the heart and speak from a different place. And I hope this lands with you. If you're out here thinking about beefing and causing conflict and, getting them up, look, man, you are shaped by the challenges and conflicts that you decide to involve yourself in. Choose something bigger. Choose something more significant. Choose something more impactful. Damn some knucklehead running her mouth or acting stupid or being belligerent. Man, walk away from that bullshit. Okay? Walk away from that bullshit. And, really leave a legacy and a memory about yourself that people can look back on and say, this person wasn't on that BS.com and they were really a net add to the community and the people around them. Celebrate success in advance. Goodbye for now.